Welcome to another episode of Dad's Rules with Kevin Belzer, and I'm joined by Melissa Belzer.
Hi.
Hello. Seems so formal.
Hey.
I think we're in rush hour because all of a sudden we are going to a dead stop.
She said that we would land this time.
Well, but she was talking up by her.
Well, but you do the math.
We're in Albuquerque.
Oh, this is fun. Well, it's 500,000 people. Of course it's going to be like this.
Is it 500,000 people?
Yeah, I looked it up.
Oh, okay.
That's why.
All right, there's your factoid of the episode, people.
It's post-school, before rush hour.
We are road tripping from Iowa to Arizona.
Yep. No, yes.
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 We did stop last night in Colorado.
Yep.
So technically today is Castle Rock, Colorado to Anthem, Arizona.
Yep. To home.
To home. So it's, I don't know, whatever the map says, just add another couple hours to it, I'm sure. That's how it normally works for us. It was supposed to be 12 hours, but it'll be more than 12 hours.
Well, we figured out our stops are between 8 and 11 minutes. So that's, each time we have to stop, that's what's added. I don't know if it says...
How many more hours we got to go?
That's what I'm looking.
Geez, they're flying.
I don't know how to read it off of that one. Oh, jeez. People need to just not do that. It causes me an extreme amount of stress. Okay, I don't know. A little ways. I can't look it up right now. I'm gonna do this because okay. Let's do questions since we're stuck in traffic.
3 more miles to our exit.
Okay, well at least it's only 3 miles.
Yep. Try not to get hit before then, because that guy almost clipped the front of my vehicle.
I know. I've just had enough of that.
Yeah. Good times.
Okay. Hard. Let's get edgy.
All right. What
would you do almost anything to avoid?
What would I do almost anything to avoid? Death.
Really?
I don't know. It's funny because some things you go pain, but you can grow through pain. I would do almost anything to avoid losing any of my limbs. I'm not sure what kind of answer you're looking for here, because I made it a target goal of mine to leave this planet with all my limbs and fingers and toes, everything attached. That's my goal.
Well, that I could see that, because that is a consideration when I want to do activities, and I'm like, the benefits don't outweigh the risks for me, and so everybody's like, we're gonna miss out. I don't feel like I'm missing out though. I've made the conscious and comfortable decision to not risk purposely my limbs in a given activity, so I won't do that.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's a realistic answer or not.
Anything to avoid.
What I do almost anything to avoid having a job where I work for someone else. How about that for an answer?
That's a good answer.
Because I don't play well with others. They tell me what to do. Because it's like if they said you have to come in, you have to be in the office. Because I actually left one of my brokerages because of this. You have to be in the office at X time. You have to go to all the meetings every freaking day of the week, and they were all stupid. Like, you know me. I legit hate meetings. Like, I don't want to meet just to meet, kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah. So I would avoid working for someone else for sure, because I don't want somebody else controlling my clock.
Yeah.
I think that's a good one.
Yeah, that is a good one. Almost anything to What would you do almost anything to avoid? So it's something I really don't want to do, but I would do just about anything else. Surgery. I will literally try to exhaust all the things before I decide to go to surgery.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go totally extreme.
To the max for me, surgery, being cut, imagine being cut open, and any of that really, really creates probably an abnormal amount of anxiety, because at some point you got to go benefit risk. And I really, honestly, just don't want to do it. Because partly then after that, I'm vulnerable and I have no choice but to rely on the help of other people, and then I feel bad.
I would, yeah, I like.
Not right, but seriously, like, I won't do things if I think it might create a surgical situation.
I've been blessed to not have to concern myself with that, but I do know that if I had to worry about, like, God forbid, cancer or any of that, I'm all about getting every possible answer, alternative to not have, like from a cancer perspective, chemo and radiation treatment. I would try everything else before I would do chemo or radiation treatment. Like any foo-foo, weird alternative option, I'd be all on board to try it before I tried that. But that's just me. And I'm not a doctor, and I do not give doctor advice, but I am just of the belief that you should look at everything else before you start putting poison and radiation into your system.
It kicks your butt.
And then from a surgery standpoint, when you're talking about that, I would argue that before you have somebody cut, you see if there is something else that can possibly be done alternatively before you have them cut.
In some cases, there just are not, and that's just what it is. But that just freaks me out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
I'm not irrational about it.
No, and neither am I. I'm not saying that you won't have to do chemo, you won't have to do radiation, you won't have to do surgery and all that.
I'm going to ask questions.
I'm just saying that I want to get all the answers as quickly as possible before I would ever venture down into doing something like that. Wow, that's bad. Their tire fell off.
Ouch. Oh, they got smacked, that's why.
Yeah, that's not good times.
All right. Risky business. What are you protecting me from? What question is that?
Yourself.
Myself? That's actually probably not a bad answer.
What are we always protecting each other from?
Myself.
Yeah. When you're a couple, you're probably protecting the other person from themselves. What am I protecting you from? Well, it's like, I don't know. We've never really. That's not true. We have been in a situation where I did actually have to step in and physically protect you.
And you did.
But that's
actual protection.
That's actual protection. But what am I trying to protect you from? Well, bad things in life. Like, there's even a TV show I watched that I won't let you watch.
Which I appreciate that.
Because I'm like, nah. And then I've gotten to think about it lately. I'm like, well, if I'm thinking that this isn't good for her brain, is this really good for my brain as well? But sometimes I'm a little slow. It only took me 20-some seasons of the show to realize that. But
yeah, okay, that's cool. What am I protecting you from? Well, probably yourself. Probably the same answer, because I'd be like, wait a minute. Like when you want to do something, I'm like, wait, time out a minute.
I do way more research than I used to.
You do, and that's what I'm saying. That's something you definitely do now. Whereas before it was like.
And then I've had this conversation with a client recently to where I'm like, anymore it's like I'm just going to go and ask her, do you like them or not like them? Because if she doesn't like them, then I'm going to have nothing to do with them, even though I have no grounds to prove it other than her spidey sense saying that they're bad. Because guess what? When I see them get arrested down the road with, yes, that has happened, or screw somebody over financially or whatever.
Which has happened as well.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have early input, but that's okay.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that you were right, and it's like, okay, well, just go. So then I can go.
That doesn't mean
when they say,
right?
well, why won't you do any business with me or whatever the case would be? And it's like, because my wife doesn't like you.
That's terrible.
But is it? Because it's like, if you're supposed to be a team, then on the major financial stuff, then you probably should have the others' input on it to an extent. Yeah. Like if it's outside of your wheelhouse, like I'm not going to ask you, like.
That's too close.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I'm not going to ask you. You don't need to worry. I do know how to.
No, I know. I know you do.
I'm
just like, this is a lot.
It is a lot.
Oh my gosh.
I know, it's beyond frustrating.
This is where I'm challenged. Ugh. I'm like, whatever.
Well, that's why I'm driving the whole trip.
No, I know.
Because this doesn't faze me at all.
Well, but I just drive differently than you do. I position myself differently than you do. So It's fine.
Well, I'm used to this car now. I've now had it
Well, I know.
for close to 40,000 miles.
Right, no, you drive positionally different than I do. It's just different for how I would drive, so. It doesn't mean that you're bad or you can't do it. It just, where my brain goes, I'm just positionally different. It's fine.
So, anyway, back to the question. If you were, what I would say is that, lost my train of thought on it, but
Sorry. You're talking about Spidey sense.
If you're in a relationship, like a serious relationship, then you should be able to lean on the other person so that you're not screwing up, because it's just not your life that you're screwing up. It's potentially somebody else's life that you're screwing up.
You were talking about wheelhouse. That's where you left off.
Oh, okay. So with the wheelhouse thing, it's like from a real estate perspective, I didn't ask you about.
No, I wouldn't want you to ask me.
I didn't ask you about this flip we're doing that's taken 3 freaking years.
No,
I know big picture it's a good idea and it's a market next week, but I never asked you about it because it's not your wheelhouse of whatever.
No, and I wouldn't expect that of you.
Now, you wouldn't ask me about nails. You may ask me about from a business social media perspective of
Oh yeah.
this or that on it, but I would speak from broad terms, right? Go say, hey, watch this training on social media or whatever.
No, I have all that too.
I would coach you all that,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't go, okay, Melissa, here's how to properly prep the nail prior to putting on the color thingamabobbers. And that's exactly how it would be. And it's like, okay, so she likes this girl here, based on her skin tone, I recommend the dirt color. Okay?
Dirt color.
And not wet dirt,
Yeah,
dry dirt.
Dry dirt. It's two very different colors.
Dry dirt, and then that one there, okay, that New Mexico dry dirt, that one would work good on her skin tone.
So
She looks like she should be wearing fungus shade. Fungus shade.
I need to, whenever the next set comes out, I gotta play the game. We like to play the game every time and ask, what would you call this nail color? This fungus shade, that's fungus.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Anywho, that flew. There's always another episode, God willing. You should always add that in. God willing,
Okay.
there's always another episode.
Right. I'm having a lot of fun with this deck. We might have to buy a new deck that's like this. I like this one.
And we're going to have to give the phone a break anyway because it's starting to get warm.
Oh, okay.
All right, so we're going to wrap it up right here. If you like the show, like, share, comment, leave feedback, subscribe, review, all the fun stuff. Go to dadsrealswag.com for the latest and greatest of clothing apparel so you do not go out into the world naked. Until next time, go out and be the kick-ass adult. I know you all can